Now, you have to understand what identity God pays attention to, or what identity comes first to God.
From the missionary throne commanding the devotion of millions, Prophet Lovy Elias suddenly found himself at the center of a legal storm, as a series of lawsuits were filed one after another in California, pulling back the curtain on shocking hidden corners.
So whenever we pray for God's protection, God does not primarily protect the outward man.
Who is this powerful spiritual father when the boundaries between noble faith, mysterious alliances, and dark power are torn open before the courts amid the upheaval? How has he managed to maintain his position at the height of his influence and a lifestyle that seems unbelievably lavish? The harshest picture of the truth is about to be revealed. On November 3, 2025, the first lawsuit was filed. The plaintiff accused Lovy Elias of sexual battery, sexual harassment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence. The filing also addressed the alleged sharing of intimate images or videos without the plaintiff's consent. In addition, there was an allegation of breach of fiduciary duties related to the relationship between the two parties. According to the complaint, the relationship between Jane Doe 1 and Lovy Elias allegedly began in 2022. The plaintiff claimed that Elias used his position as a prophet and spiritual father to establish a particular level of influence. The filing described an allegedly secret relationship in which his religious role existed alongside the personal relationship. Another notable issue in the complaint concerned Lovy Elias's marital status. The plaintiff alleged that he concealed or failed to fully disclose information about his married life while the two were involved. These allegations were included as part of the argument concerning how personal authority and his religious position allegedly influenced the relationship. The first lawsuit also raised issues involving money and the church's activities.
Demons in teenagers. I've seen demons in little children. Found and captured demons in different people.
The plaintiff alleged that church funds were used in circumstances connected to the personal relationship. This was one of the elements that made the lawsuit concern not only conduct between two individuals, but also the responsibilities and operations of the religious organization. Not long afterward, a second lawsuit was filed with the plaintiff also using the name Jane Doe. This filing presented similar allegations involving a personal relationship, emotional influence, and financial matters. Lovy Elias remained the primary defendant in the case, while Revelation Church of Jesus Christ was also named in the lawsuit. According to the second complaint, the plaintiff alleged that the relationship with Elias was directly connected to his position within the religious community. The allegations focused on the use of spiritual influence to affect the decisions and conduct of the person involved. Financial issues also appeared in the filing, alongside the allegations concerning the personal relationship. Revelation Church of Jesus Christ was named based on the argument that the organization allegedly knew or should have known about the alleged conduct, but failed to take appropriate action. The church's responsibility, therefore, became a separate part of the dispute. These matters remain allegations presented in civil court filings. The two lawsuits were filed less than 2 weeks apart, creating a notable legal issue for Lovy Elias. The allegations in the two filings shared several similarities, particularly in their references to spiritual authority, personal relationships, and money. The use of the Jane Doe names also indicated that the identities of the plaintiffs were kept confidential during the proceedings. But these two lawsuits were only one part of the broader legal picture surrounding Lovy Elias. Other disputes continued to bring his name into multiple confrontations in court. The legal battle. In 2025, alongside the two Jane Doe lawsuits, Lovy Elias also faced a defamation lawsuit initiated by him. The case was filed on March 11th in Los Angeles Superior Court, with Lovy Elias as the plaintiff and E.J. Newton and Jacqueline Jax Verdiana as the defendants. The case involved claims related to slander, libel, and defamation. According to the lawsuit, Elias claimed that Newton and Verdiana had participated in a deliberate online campaign intended to damage his reputation. The statements he challenged directly concerned his character, religious activities, and personal image as a leader within his community. Among the statements Elias considered false were allegations using serious terms such as rapist, pedophile, and sorcerer. The filing also referred to statements alleging that he had sacrificed his brother. Elias argued that these statements went beyond ordinary criticism and caused harm to his reputation. The lawsuit also reflected a confrontation that had unfolded publicly across online platforms. E.J. Newton had previously been connected to Lovy Elias's community before openly criticizing him. The content posted afterward became one of the factors that led Elias to take the matter to court. In the filing, Lovy Elias sought damages exceeding $10 million. The amount was requested on the grounds that the statements had seriously affected his reputation, activities, and relationships. This was a lawsuit in which Elias was the plaintiff, unlike the two Jane Doe cases in which he was the defendant. In mid-August, the court held a hearing concerning Lovy Elias's request to seal certain portions of his declaration. Court records showed that the case was still being handled by the Los Angeles Superior Court, rather than ending immediately after the lawsuit was filed. At the same time, disputes surrounding Lovy Elias continued to appear on social media. Some individuals publicly questioned his teaching methods, religious activities, and statements. These developments created additional pressure on the pastor's public image, while also becoming part of the broader context surrounding the legal confrontation. It is important to distinguish between content posted online and matters that have been presented in court filings. Not every allegation or statement made online constitutes a legal finding. In Lovy Elias's case, the defamation lawsuit focused on statements that he claimed had crossed the line and caused him harm. Another case mentioned in documents related to Lovy Elias involved a dispute with a plaintiff identified by the initials B. So, the case was reportedly filed in April 2025 and involved allegations of fraud, along with controversial statements within the scope of the church's activities. The record in that case later showed changes in the scope of the dispute. Part of the claims was reportedly dismissed in November of the same year, indicating that not all of the original demands continued to be handled in the same manner. These developments should be distinguished from the defamation lawsuit initiated by Elias and the two Jane Doe cases. One notable point is that the legal disputes did not arise from a single issue. One group of cases involved personal relationships and allegations concerning the misuse of spiritual authority. Another centered on public statements and reputation, while other disputes involved financial matters or the organization's activities. By 2026, the defamation lawsuit between Lovy Elias and E.J. Newton and Jacqueline Verdiana remained a separate legal matter. Court records showed that proceedings continued to be updated after the lawsuit was filed in March 2025. This kept the dispute between the parties active into the following year. Meanwhile, Jane Doe 1's case also saw new procedural developments. In May of this year, the court issued a decision concerning requests made by Lovy Elias and Revelation Church LA. Some requests were maintained with leave to amend, showing that the lawsuit had not ended and continued to move through the court system. For Jane Doe 2, the record also showed separate proceedings involving Revelation Church LA. A hearing took place in February of this year concerning the church's request regarding certain allegations in the lawsuit. This indicated that both Jane Doe cases continued through separate procedural steps, rather than being resolved at the same time. Behind these legal confrontations lies an entirely different career journey. From music Lovy, Elias gradually moved into ministry and built a community with significant influence. Lovy's empire. Before 2013, before becoming known as Prophet Lovy, Elias Lovy Longomba Elias was active in the music industry alongside his brother Christian Hulu Longomba. The two brothers were members of Longombas, a group originating from the Democratic Republic of the Congo that made its mark in the African music community. In 2007, Lovy and Christian moved to Los Angeles, after which Longombas disbanded. Notably, he was one of the writers and producers behind Iggy Azalea's song Change Your Life, which appeared on the album The New Classic. In 2014, Change Your Life received a Grammy nomination, becoming a notable milestone in Lovy Elias's music career. The achievement came as he had already begun shifting his focus toward religious work, marking a significant transition from the music industry to ministry. In 2013, alongside his music career, Lovy Elias began building his religious work in California. He started with a prayer and Bible study group in the living room of his home in Woodland Hills. What began as a small group gradually attracted more people to the fellowship gatherings. Around the same time, Lovy Elias founded Revelation Church of Jesus Christ. The ministry initially operated from his home before developing into an organized religious community. This marked an important transition, taking Lovy from an artist and music producer into a religious leadership role. By July 14, 2016, the fellowship gatherings had moved to a location in Van Nuys, California, to accommodate the growing number of attendees. By 2017, Revelation Church of Jesus Christ had been formally established, with Lovy Elias serving in a leadership and teaching role. Lovy Elias adopted the title prophet and focused his work on prophetic ministry. In his programs, he spoke about prophecy guidance from God and messages for attendees. He also developed an image as a spiritual mentor and life coach. A major step forward came through his use of online platforms. On April 3, 2019, Lovy Elias began live streaming his teachings on platforms such as YouTube and Facebook. This format allowed followers to access his content without having to attend the church in person. Live streaming quickly became an important part of Revelation Church's outreach. Prophetic services, sermons, and counseling content were posted regularly, allowing Lovy Elias to expand his community beyond the local area and reach viewers in many countries. The number of followers across his online platforms continued to grow. Lovy Elias's channels reached hundreds of thousands of followers, and at one point surpassed 2 million. This scale helped transform his work from a local religious community into a system with a significant presence in the digital space. On February 7, 2021, Revelation Church moved its headquarters and worship center to Simi Valley, California. The location at 580 East Easy Street became closely associated with Revelation Church LA and the ministry activities led by Lovy Elias. Alongside worship services, Lovy Elias developed the Prophetic School program, focusing on prophetic ministry and topics related to spiritual life. The courses were organized in different sessions, combining in-person and online formats, allowing him to reach people interested in developing their spiritual lives. Prophetic School gradually became an important part of Lovy Elias's ministry system. Together with live streaming teaching and Revelation Church programs, this model helped him maintain a regular public presence and expand his following. Lovy Elias's career is not the only story worth noting. His family life also went through marriages, losses, and significant changes. Marriage and loss. On June 16, 2017, Lovy Elias filed for divorce from Ida Onyango at the Los Angeles Superior Court, marking the legal process that brought his first marriage to an end. Following the proceedings, he continued to focus on his ministry and the development of Revelation Church, while information about his private life became increasingly limited in the public domain. During his marriage to Ida Onyango, the couple had a son named Andrew. Information about their family was not widely made public, so many details about their relationship and life together remained private. The available information primarily concerns their son, and the legal milestones connected to the marriage. The divorce took place as Lovy Elias's religious career was expanding. He continued his work as the leader of Revelation Church and developed the Prophet Lovy identity across online platforms. As a result, his private life and public career gradually became relatively separate aspects of the information made available to the public. Another major event in Lovy Elias's family occurred on March 12, 2021, when his brother, Christian Hulu Longomba, died. Christian had previously worked alongside Lovy in music and was a member of Longombas. His death marked a significant loss for the family and for those who had known the two brothers. Christian Longomba had faced health problems for an extended period. He was reportedly diagnosed with a brain tumor and underwent treatment for several years. Complications associated with the illness emerged around 2015 and continued until Christian's death. The relationship between Lovy and Christian was connected not only to their family, but also directly to the beginning of both men's careers. The brothers worked together in Longombas before Lovy shifted his focus toward ministry. Christian's death therefore also marked the end of an important part of the family's musical journey. Following these changes in his personal life, Lovy Elias married Maggie Crea Soas for the second time on May 20, 2023. The wedding took place in the Malibu and Calabasas area of California. The marriage made Maggie a regular presence alongside Lovy in both his private life and religious activities. Maggie Crea Soas has several professional connections to the same field as Lovy. She is known as a co-pastor and also works in fashion design. Their shared involvement in church-related activities has closely connected their family life with ministry work. After their marriage, Maggie appeared alongside Lovy Elias at various activities. The couple maintained a public image as husband and wife, participating together in religious life and community programs. Lovy continued to serve as the leader, while Maggie also participated in activities at Revelation Church and matters related to the family. Lovy Elias and Maggie Crea Soas's current family includes children. Publicly available information indicates that they have at least 2 children, though details about their children's private lives have not been fully disclosed. Lovy also does not regularly share every aspect of his family life on public platforms. These changes have shaped an important part of Lovy Elias's private life. How is he living and working today amid his career, family, and unresolved legal matters? Current life. Currently, Lovy Elias continues his ministry work and regularly appears in programs at Revelation Church LA in Simi Valley, California. Worship services, teaching sessions, and online content continue to be produced, showing that his religious work remains the main focus of his life today. One of the most notable activities is Prophetic School 9.0, held from August 17 and 19, 2026. The program focuses on prophetic ministry and teachings related to spiritual life, continuing the training system developed by Lovy Elias. In addition, Revelation Church is preparing for Revelation Nights at Barclays Center, scheduled to take place 2 months later. This is a large-scale event showing that Lovy Elias's activities continue to reach a broader audience. These schedules also show that Lovy Elias continues to appear publicly, while the legal disputes have not been fully resolved. His ministry activities have not been halted based on the publicly available information. He continues to serve in a leadership role and develop programs connected to Revelation Church. Lovy Elias has publicly discussed supporting others with financial matters, including helping some people purchase homes. He has also spoken about significant donations or financial assistance. These details do not provide sufficient grounds to calculate his net worth or personal income. The activities of Revelation Church also make it important to clearly distinguish the church's finances from Lovy Elias's personal assets. Donations, the church's budget, and personal property are separate categories. There is not enough publicly available data to determine precisely which assets belong to him personally. In terms of his work, Lovy Elias continues to focus on prophetic ministry teaching and activities at Revelation Church. Online programs remain an important way of connecting him with his followers. Sermons and live events also continue alongside content distributed through social media. Music remains part of Lovy Elias's professional past. Before ministry became his primary focus, he worked with Christian Hulu Longomba as a member of Longombas. This performance experience became part of the foundation of his career, while his current activities focus primarily on religion and teaching. In his current life, family also remains an important part alongside his work. Lovy Elias continues his marriage to Maggie Cria Soas, who is both his wife and a participant in some ministry activities. The two appear together in activities connected to Revelation Church and community life. The journey of Prophet Lovy Elias continues to contain many notable developments. From music ministry and the growth of Revelation Church to legal disputes and family life, each milestone contributes to a different picture of the person behind the familiar public image. The legal matters still need to be resolved through the court process while his career continues. If you want to follow more stories about famous figures and little-known facts, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and do not miss the upcoming videos.